In this section, I'm going to actually chat about producing a page. So I'm going to pull a few things together that we've talked about already. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some boxes on the page. So I'll just go to the box tool, go to the top left hand corner, and I'm going to draw a box. Right, it's yellow at the moment. I'm going to change that to a different colour. Right, that's a black box been drawn. Right, that's fine. So I'm actually going to just draw another box on this page. What I'll do is I'll just blow this up so I can see it, and go to the box tool again and draw another box. Right, this box is black as well. I'm just going to change this slightly. I'm going to make this so that's at like 10% black. So that is basically the boxes on the page. Right, the next part is I'm going to start adding some text and headlines. Right, so what I'll do is I'll go to the text tool, a T, and I'm going to draw a box, and in this box I'll just fill up with dummy copy again. So I'll just type in the word text and cut and paste it, and I'll just do this a few times so it fills that box. That's fine. I'm going to knock this down in size a bit. It's too big at the moment, so I'll take it down to 9 point. And at the moment it's just one leg, so I'm going to change that to, I'll do 4 legs. So to do that, you just right click in the box and you'll get that menu up. At the moment it's aligned left. I'm just going to justify the text so there's not such a big gap in between the legs of text. Yeah, that's fine. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to type in a headline. So again, I'll just type in the word headline, copy that and paste it, just so it fills that box. Then I'm going to change the font. I don't like that default font, so I'll change it to something else. I'll just go with the old trusty Impact. Right, it's too small at the moment, so I'm just increasing the size. Right, I need to widen this box so I can see the headline. So I've increased it in size. That looks good. Right, so now the page has got its main headline on the page. Every page should have like one main story and some smaller stories. So the main headline story is normally around about 72 point. Right, I've just copy and pasted that story. This is just for quickness. Basically that is an exact copy of the first story that I've done. And I'm just going to use this story down the bottom. But at the moment it's too big, so I will need to knock it back in size a bit. So I'm just going to reduce the headline size down to something smaller. for a space like that, it should be under 50 point, even less than that. And I'll just move this up in a second. Two lines is fine, and I'll just adjust the text as well. And just move it into position. And that's fine, I'll move it down to the bottom. And I'll just move it in at the side as well, just so it fits in that grey box at the bottom. Okay, that's fine. And I'll just copy that story, just for quickness, so that's Control C, Control V. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use that in the space at the top where the black box is. So what we need to do for this is, because it's sitting in a black box, we need to change the colour of it to white. So I've just changed that headline colour to white, and I'm going to change the text colour to white as well. So you just do that in the menu at the top. And I'll just change this to white. So that should be fine. As you can see, you can now see the headline on the black. And it's not quite fitting, so I will just make that fit. That's better. On this page, I'm going to put on 4 stories. So at the moment, I've got 3 on. I'll just make that a 1 deck headline at the top. Move the text up. And that's looking good. Right. This is the last story I'm going to put on this page. So again, what I've done, I've just copied the middle story. So Control C, Control V. And I'm going to use it in this story at the side. So this headline will be too big. I will need to knock it back in size. Yeah, that's fine, that's a bit smaller. Generally for a story about that width, you would do the headline around about 30 point or 36 point. So that's looking good. And I'll just use this text box. Again, just right click on it and change this to 1 column. We don't need the 4 columns, so that's 1 column. And just change the width of it. It's just about perfect. I'm just making sure this lines up. Always try and make sure everything lines up correctly. And I'm just going to change the font of this headline. They're all very similar, so I'll make that something a bit lighter. And again, I'm going to change the headline down the bottom and change the font there as well. Just something a bit different. Usually you don't want a page where all the headlines are the same. You want to use slightly different fonts. So that's a bit different as well. And that's all the text and headlines on the page. So The last part of this is adding an image. Right, what I need to do is I need to draw an image box. So I just go to the toolbar on the left hand side and I'll just draw a box. Right, that's an image box. It's always got the X in the middle. That lets you know it's an image box. And I'll go to place. And again, I'm going to use this poker image. So that's come in. And the image is too big, so I'll need to scale it back. That looks a more realistic size. I'll just take this in slightly at the side. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to place this image in the middle of the text of the main story. Right. But to do this, I'll need to put a text wrap on it. So I've got the text wrap palette up, and when the image is selected, I'll just move it in onto the text. And what I'm doing is, I'm just putting the text wrap on it. It's the second one along, and I'm just doing 2 all the way around it. So what that is doing, it's pushing the text around the picture. And I'll just get the correct width here. So that's just about fine. And that's near enough a basic page done. Yeah, that's fine. So great, and I'll see you in the next video.